So, Pastor Jack Starr of the Spooner United Methodist Church.
Yes.
125 years of history.
Yes, I haven't been here the whole time.
So tell me about that. What does that mean to have a congregation or have a church for 125 years at the same location?
Yeah, it's and this is actually the second building on this site. The first church building was moved in 1912 to make room for this building, so it's moved up onto Franklin Street. So that's where you can see the original church building from here. But the stories are here. Of course, we don't know firsthand the stories of it, but some of the folks who are still part of this church fellowship, it was their parents that made some of the great movements in the past of that. So it's just great to unwrap a little bit of that history of the town and our church in it.
What does that mean to have a church that's been here 125 years? I mean,
well,
as far as the faith community and just having that presence, like continuum.
Yeah, there are challenges sometimes that face a church that's established for so long. Sometimes the freshness that happens in a new church start, you have to. There's a sense of renewal that you need to discover in your older, more established churches. But part of what I find exciting about it is that our church has been, well, the history of Spooner and the history of our church just seem to be woven together. Mm-hmm. And so there are parts of it, our folks for a number of generations have been part of the history of the town, that they're part of what we see in the community. And that means a lot to me, that mm-hmm. we are a church of this community. And that's our identity. So we feel that we're really we think that's why God put us here. Is that why we belong here?
Why is it important, this faith history for a community, and what does that add to a community? I mean, we talk about the history. We talk about the founding of a city or immigrants and different phases, and that the faith component of a community's history. Why is that so important, do you think?
That can be answered at a number of different levels. Part of it, I mean, our position in this is that we're created by God, and that all humankind are meant to be in relationship with God, and that's kind of a broken relationship. And we feel that in this, that we can be a witness, an example, be part of a reminder to the community to seek God's presence, mm-hmm. not just in something that's isolated as church is something that's separate, that framed mm-hmm. away, but that it's an integral part of all of our lives through the week. I mean, we talk about sometimes being a 7 day a week church, is that mm-hmm. it's not just something that is pigeonholed into an hour or a couple of hours on a Sunday morning.
You know, being a reporter in the county, I see, I hear all the stories. I see a lot of what's going on. Maybe a lot of people don't see it. And one of the things I see is how key a role churches play in all our communities, and how much good work people in churches do, and mm-hmm. and just what they do to hold our communities together. Mm-hmm. And I don't think a lot of people appreciate it sometimes.
And we see that in, I just had a chance to meet. In fact, next week I'm going to be gone, but the director of Faith in Action will be leading worship in our church. That was established in our church as an outreach, but as a way to help elderly and disabled get to medical appointments and needs that they have. The food distribution that is part of it, that a number of churches are involved with, that initially started in our church mm-hmm. a number of years ago, a couple of pastors before that I was part of, and now it's expanded and more people are involved with it than ever. So it's that we're involved with mm-hmm. the social ministry in the community, and there are so many new ways, new places that we discover that are opportunities for us to connect with people in that way. But it's parts and parts. So often, it's the churches that might get that started.
Right.
Even if it doesn't stay a ministry in the church, so often the church is what gives the initial impetus to get something moving there.
Well, anyway, thank you for the interview. Thanks.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Here, get a shout of it. 125 years.
125 years.
Spooner United Methodist Church. Quite a story.